Hello everyone, and welcome here to this game of StarCraft that is from our in-house Brozone Lair tournament. My name is Thaco, and I'm casting here along today with Snow. How you doing over there, Snow?
Very good, very good. Just looking forward to StarCraft.
Well, we are going to see our red Zerg player spawning here in the upper left of Frost. It is going to be Ooled. And in our upper right as our purple Terran, who earlier tossed out the GLHF-SS, it is the CalifofCool. Well, ZVT here on Frost, and these are actually unfortunate spawning positions for the Zerg player.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit closer than he'd like. You know, as a Zerg, you'd always want to be farther away. You'd be able to get a little more reactionary, a little more time. But
and as somebody who is looking at actually setting up his game against Ooled in the near foreseeable future, I'm going to be interested in seeing how his base selection goes. If he takes this traditional third base on the upper side, he does leave himself very exposed to harass. Whereas if he wants to be expanding away from this Terran player, he'll take this one that seems more exposed in the middle of the map, but is actually a little bit safer.
yeah, I mean, it's a little bit. It allows you to keep your army in this kind of position where you can cover all of your expansions and your main without too much of a problem, like right in through here near these rocks. It just really allows you, especially with Zerg mobility, it really allows you to cover everything.
And you also don't have to worry about that high ground disadvantage over here in this topside base.
Yeah, that is true.
But we see pretty standard builds coming out of both these players. It's a little bit of a later gas there for the Caliph. He won't have enough for a Reaper, so this isn't a Reaper expand. I would expect more to see Reactor play into Hellions, most likely, with that timing.
Yeah, and now the Caliph here is he's a little bit more again of an older school Wings player. So when he played a considerable amount back in the day, so it's actually not a whole lot. Not surprising that we don't see a Reaper coming out here.
That's true. That is a build that you have to get a little used to if you're haven't been playing a lot in Heart of the Swarm. We saw that it was a nice hatchery first into pool timing here by Ooled. Very standard ZVT stuff. Nothing unusual there.
Mm-hmm.
We should see the double queens coming out right as soon as everything's done. I like to see that. I'm excited to see the uses of this early engineering bay at a CalifofCool.
Yeah. I think he's just. He's already dropping a turret.
Yeah.
May have traumatized him with some Zerg Muto play in the past.
I'm not too surprised to see that. That's he's playing nice and defensive here.
Yeah. His timing's a bit early, but hey, you know, it won't be snuck up on.
The engineering bay is a little exposed, though, for this. He does run the risk of getting caught out there.
That is true. Could have it sniped. Or we'll see what Ooled ends up going for. We got speed coming in. Again, just pretty standard play. We have a little bit of a 2 Zergling scout, too.
Yeah, no tech being revealed yet for Ooled. Still just Zerglings. Going up to 6 Zerglings fairly early here, actually. Cutting out on some of the potential droning. Oh, and +1 weapons for the CalifofCool. I like that. That is some good use of that early eBay.
Yeah, I mean, getting moving, like, it's a little bit of a risk staying on barracks this long, but, you know, it could pan out if he gets an upgrade advantage with bio and hits a nice timing.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely does have some good potential. The second barracks is coming in here now for the CalifofCool.
Now, the one thing we are seeing that maybe it's just a sign of practice is SCV production is slowed. But,
It's true, but hitting these mules nice and consistently, keeping up the production on his barracks.
Very, very true.
He's doing good overall, just the little things slipping through. But
Yeah,
that's...
and hopefully as the game goes on, he'll start cleaning some of that up. But it's a good Ooled now, throwing the third down now, as you were saying earlier. He's picked what I would say is the smarter position here.
Yeah. He's also playing a little defensively, tossing down a pair of spines at his natural. I don't think he's gotten a good read on what's going on in the Caliph space, and is just a little worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, the Caliph has done a really good job of having those Marines there when any form of scout has come up, um,
Yeah.
which is really good because like if we take a look, we've seen that he's seen a grand total of the eBay going down. That is all Ooled has seen. Um,
I also love this. What the Caliph is doing here. He has this like multi-tiered level of defense. He's got like a pair of Marines at the ramp, another one just coming down to the natural now, and then some in his main. There's nowhere where units can sneak in that he's not slightly ready for them.
yeah, like getting a scout is gonna be real hard, but we are seeing some lings move across the map here.
We have plus one weapons done, but there are more lings than Marines. Lings are on a move command, so a lot of them get cut down before they actually get to those Marines. But they are going to clean up the Marines because there are just too many of them.
Yeah, and now we are seeing more production out of the Caliph here, which is good. Now, what would be real nice is if we actually saw a Widow Mine or two here. No, he's going with Hellions, which is also a valid choice against the Zergling aggression we're seeing here.
Yeah, the Hellion will actually allow him to keep this ramp defended nicely as he's just able to toast anything that hits on these supply depots.
However, Oold's economy is really getting going, and we see 1-1 coming in here, too, from him. A Roach Warren, which I think may have just been a precaution if a large Hellion play was coming in. It's always nice to have Roaches.
Well, no, he's getting the Gale Reconstitution started.
Huh.
Ould is playing this very cautiously because, again, he really hasn't gotten up into that base to see what's going on. And if you're that slightly more experienced player, which Ould is, he may be very worried about a one base all-in type thing coming his way, as he hasn't seen an expand yet out of the Caliph.
Yeah, and now spotting that that Hellion, he might actually throw in some Roach production here. I wouldn't be surprised. But we also do see a Spire coming out of him as well, which is, I think he's just playing for that typical, like, Ling Muta aggression that is kind of indicative of ZVT right now.
Yeah, we shouldn't see anything too unusual here out of Ould, except for, of course, this Roach one, which still upsets me a little bit, but it works. You don't want to get caught out by anything too unusual.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of times that I've lost to some Hellion shenanigans, especially early on in HOTS, not so much now, but...
Caliph is being sneaky here. This command center's making a run for it.
It's not a bad idea. He's not exactly ahead in economy here. So if he gets this base out, gets it mining, it could be one of those situations where Ould starts pressing the attack, thinking he's a lot further ahead than he is, and just...
Yeah. I don't dislike this play. This is actually pretty awesome.
We've seen siege tanks come out too, which could be nice. Once again, a little more old school style wings, but nonetheless, very valid.
I remember a few games I've played against the Caliph in the past where he has some pretty solid siege tank control.
Yeah, indeed, for sure.
So these can do very well, or work very well for him. I wouldn't mind seeing this little biopack in the middle start denying vision at these watchtowers. Because there is actually, apart from that, there's not much Overlord coverage out on the map. So Ould isn't really going to know what's going on as soon as that's taken out, but this is a pretty big pack of Zerglings here.
The real issue here is I think medevacs are really a key. We're missing some medevacs, and that's going to be rough. If the siege tanks can get to the army before Ould hits, though.
Ould also does not have his Baneling that's done yet. He brought his army down, I think, noticed that at the last minute, because it just started.
Yeah,
This is the fight here. This is where the army goes down. This is unfortunately too much for the CalifofCool to handle. His army will be crushed here. And let's see. Oh, and the siege tank was caught out of position there and is going to die. Oh, there is still a pair of siege tanks back in the main.
Yeah, but a pair of siege tanks is probably not quite enough.
It's doing a lot of damage. The mutas are here, though. Mutalisks do not care about siege tanks. They will take those out handily. A lot of Zerglings are lost, but...
That tank did have 22 kills before it died, though, to give it credit.
There's the GG out of the Caliph. A good game played by both of these guys. Just, we can see a little bit of the lack of practice here out of the Caliph. But he played a strong game overall.
Yeah, and, if he could have had just a little bit more time to develop, maybe get some medevacs in there, get a few more tanks, and let this sneaky hidden base down here get going. Because this never got scouted.
It's true.
So, know,
And
just
of course, Ooled is one of our favorites to win this tournament, so you know.
yeah. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we saw an Ooled Prince of Bro final. That would be an epic game. But
That would be the most likely turn of events here.
but hey, now let's see what happens. Let's see if Caliph can pull off an upset coming forward into game two here.
All right, let's head over.